I will talk about the fall, the effect of the fall on the children. The first family that was the first family couple was Adam and Eve. They got estranged from God and fellow men. It marked a breakdown in the relationship between Adam and Eve. It was quite incredible, a breakdown of relationship between Adam and Eve. If you look at Genesis, for instance, Genesis chapter 3, verse 12, okay, verse 12 says this, that the man said, the woman you put me here, she gave me some fruit from the tree and I ate it. And, she's sort of blaming God for the woman because the woman is given by you, oh God, and she gave me the fruit. And verse 16, to the woman, he said, God said to the woman after the fall, I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor, you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. He will rule over you. Now, this is interesting because it has been, I've thought about this, whether this rule over you and desire for your husband, etc., that actually materialize after the fall. I think this is enunciated and very, very clearly that the man shall take the leadership because God actually said the man shall rule over the woman. Very, very strong word. And then your desire shall be for your husband. All these are incredibly revealing, and this is part of the fall that created all this event. Nevertheless, it was through the family that God promises to redeem mankind. Okay, the offspring of the woman will bruise the head of the serpent. Verse 15. Now, this is very, very important. God promised that I will put enmity between you. That's God was talking to the serpent, the devil. I'll put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and the heirs and hers. And he will crush your head, and you will strike his heel. This is literally what happened on Jesus' resurrection from the cross. Jesus crushed the head of the serpent, of the devil. But Jesus was struck on his heel. He was bleeding badly on the cross. Okay, so all these have been fulfilled in many, many ways now. It will be climaxed when Christ returns. But the main thing I wanted to talk about here is that Genesis 4, God gives children to the first couple. Okay, so the effect of the fall on the family are terrible. Brother kills brother and must go into exile. This is insane. Within one generation, the children killed one another. The first generation after Adam and Eve killed one another, killed his own brothers. This is how dark the fall has become. People have no understanding how evil the fall is until this happened. This is what happened to the world today, and you see that happening all over because the fall has completely broken us away from God. Godlessness setting, and at that very moment, the prince of the air, prince of darkness setting, he took the throne, so to speak. He took over the throne of Adam. He completely took over, and that's what we got today. But thanks be to God that He set us free by His Son's cross, dying on the cross to set us free. And with that, we have a hope for the future. Now, this passage that I'm just sharing is that there's God's redemption immediately kicked in when there's a break, when Adam and Eve fell from God. Okay, there was a breakdown relationship between Adam and Eve. Husband and wife started quarreling, I guess. Who did this? Who did this? You did this. It's your fault. And blame shifting, etc. Nevertheless, it was through the family that God promises to redeem mankind. It was through the family. Hallelujah. Is it the family unit and structure? It's so important that God actually used the very family that fell to be the seed of redemption. The offspring of the woman will bruise the seed of the serpent, verse 15. So that family, so it's the beautiful thing. God could have just started all over again, but he didn't. He just chose continue with the fallen Adam and Eve who let him down so badly. And God persisted with them. God didn't give them up. God continued to work with them. In fact, he literally turned our mourning into dancing, because he used the offspring of the fallen Eve one day, about literally thousands of years later, to reverse the curse, because he is the promised Messiah, the seed that is promised prophetically. He is going to crush the head of the serpent, crush the head of the devil, and Jesus fulfilled that. How about that? Family is a foundation stone of how God worked in this world, and will continue to do so.